Good morning, guys. Welcome to Max Algo. Thanks for coming on. I just wanted to come on and do a quick video. I've just got off the live with our AlphaZone's traders, and absolutely brilliant. So many new traders again. Every single day we seem to be having hundreds and hundreds of more traders coming on, chatting to us about their challenges, things they're trading at the minute, and it's just absolutely brilliant to see so many people taking winning trades and having great success. So one of the things that keeps coming up though is people keep asking me, how can I get more out of my trades? How can I be holding trades longer? Or how can I be maximizing my R? So I'm going to go through that in a little bit more detail. But before we do, let's just talk a little bit about what we do here at AlphaZone. So at AlphaZones, we are using premium indicators. I will pop the link in there so you can have a little look, but we'll go through that in a little bit more at the end. But right now, let's just have a little look at what it is that we're looking for in a trade. So firstly, what is an AlphaZone? So you'll see here, we've got our 1 hour grey box here. So to you, it might just look like a grey box. But an AlphaZone is it's where the 1 hour shows us where price is sitting inside the current hourly candle. So if it's holding higher above the candle in the range, then that tells us that more buyers are in control. And if it's lower and it's below the AlphaZone, then it's telling us that sellers have more control. Now, it's not an entry on its own, but it does give us a strong read into the current market bias. So that is one of the things that we're looking for, is our 1 hour AlphaZone. So with the 1 hour AlphaZone, we're looking for them to be going in a particular direction. So you'll see this grey box here is below the one before it. So this means that the hour is now bearish from the previous hour. And as we drop below, you'll see that then shows that we're in a bearish hour. So it shows that sellers are in control. So the 1 hour AlphaZone is our first confluence. Our second confluence that we're looking for is our big money traffic lights down here. So our big money traffic lights, there's 2 of them, and the big money traffic lights help us see whether the larger flow in the market is pointing up or it's pointing down, very simply. So when 2 of them match, that gives us a better confirmation that the market has a real backing behind it in regards to which direction it's going in. So in simple terms, we want to be taking a sign that one is in more direction than the other, and 2 traffic lights gives us that. So that's what we're looking for. So we're looking for our AlphaZone to be in line and our traffic lights to be in line as well. And then we're looking for our signal. So our entry is a buy or a sell, and we're looking for to be taking sells below our 1 hour AlphaZone and taking buys above our 1 hour AlphaZone. These are the simplest versions of the rules. Obviously within AlphaZones there are lots more you can do and lots of other ways that you can trade this. There's lots of traders in our Discord who have fitted these around their system and the indicators around the system, but this is the simplified version for you to go and get yourself doing better than what 95% of other traders are doing, which is failing. So this is to get you taking winning trades, holding trades, and knowing when to take your entries. So when we take an entry on that basis, what we do is we use what's called a limit order. So a limit order is where we are putting our price below the candle, our entry candle, rather than using what you call a market order. So a stop order is when that is an order that only triggers when price actually goes through a specific level. So instead of entering immediately on a market order, where you just press the button and go, what this is, the order activates as the trade goes through it, as the price goes through that trade. So we use a stop order because it allows us to enter purely with momentum. A market enter order is immediately, and a limit order is when you try and buy a low or a high and get price to come back from that. But a stop order waits for price to break through where we're expecting with momentum. So that's why we use it. It uses volume and momentum to go through. So we're looking for, again, our AlphaZone to be in line. We're looking for our traffic lights to be in line, i.e. 2 colored traffic lights to match our signal, and we're looking for our signal, our buy or our sell. So what I'll do is I'll go through just a few of the trades from overnight in Asia, how they panned out, what we were looking for with those trades, and why we would have took some and would have not took others. So let's look at the first one here. So as we said, our first hour AlphaZone has opened below here as the market opens, and we've come straight below. So this hour, if we'd look at this as an hourly candle, we would have a red candle pointing downwards. This would show straight away strong candle down, no real wick at the top, and a push straight down. And we have our traffic lights are red, and we've got a sell signal to the downside. So that would be nice and easy. We'd be looking for our stop order below And with alpha zones, you can use behind the candle, but in this time of day, we like to use our swing high, which is the previous pullback, whether that be a high or a swing low if you were taking a bullish trade. And then we're going to look for a minimum of 1R. So you'll see here, this trade goes 1R, this trade goes 1.6, it actually goes on to over 2R. Now, one of the ways that you can hold this, and this is the question that people keep saying, Tony, how can I get more? How can I, rather than just taking basic trades, rather than just grabbing a quick 10 points or anything like that, how can I get more out of my trades? Well, actually, you can look to see, well, I want to get 1.5, I want to get 2R out of my trades. Right, well, I'm going to hold my trades longer based on my traffic lights. So I can be holding these and say, right, and say, really, now I want to be getting 1.5R. I want to be getting 2R out of my trades and really maximizing my wins. Well, if you're going to do that, then we want to be using our traffic lights as a warning sign. So to say, well, actually, if they start to change, maybe I should start to be taking profit. Maybe I should be going big, or I should have a set BE time, maybe at 1R or 0.8, 0.7 of the trade, getting yourself BE, making sure that you're not turning wins into losses. If you turn them into BEs, you're turning them into BEs, but at least you're not turning what should be a win into a loss. Now, this first one here, as you can see, that goes on to 2R, no problem at all. And for the whole time that we are in this trade, you'll see we can get down to, before it goes all the way to 1.7 before we get any worry. So even if you were looking at just getting 1.5R, you can get 1.5R rather than just one trade, one loss, one trade, one loss, that kind of thing. You can try and drag more out of each trade and make sure that actually when you take a loss, it's going to be worth less than what your a lot less than what your wins are, which is brilliant. So we get a first win there, and then our new 1 hour alpha zone opens below, which is great. So that means we're still bearish. Our traffic lights are still bearish, and we're looking to go short here again. And we've got our stop order, as we said, just below our candle. Our stop loss just above our swing high there, and that trade straight away, as you can see, went on to 1.6 way before any traffic lights changed. If you want to drag on the 1.5 out of that, so even on this simplicity, even if you're just looking to get 1.5R, that's 3R straight away before. And for most people, that's you done for the day. That's 2 trades, 3R, that's me finished, no problem at all. That's the kind of session that we want to get in and out. That was over about a 90-minute period, 2 perfect trades, and we're done. So we'll go into the next trade and we'll go through a few more just to see us going through the process and understanding exactly why we would take certain trades and why we wouldn't. Now, our traffic lights are still red here. We've got our alpha zone is bearish again. So this is a similar situation to here, and everything would say, why not? Now, we have come down quite a long way here, so that could be your first red flag. But other than that, let's stick with it and say, okay, well, other than that, all my confluences have aligned. So I'm going to just mark on what we would be looking for. So we'll be going here, stop order below the candle, just above, and then what we'll see is straight away we start to get this reversal back. Now, where would be my alarm bell? Right, well, when we start getting break candles up straight away, that's an alarm bell. I'd be starting to look to say, right, well, is there any way to manage this? Is there any way I can be looking at getting out of this trade, or even just looking to say, right, well, actually, if I get pushed, I wouldn't be looking to try and get a lot more out of this trade. I might just try and grab my 1R or get BE quite quickly. And when we break back down, that might be what I'd be looking to do after us having this push up. But we don't get back below after a break up, so we've got to be a little bit careful on that. Let me just remove this so you can see. And as you see, as we come down, we push down, we fail to get it. Now, this signal goes on to lose. Now, why would I be concerned about this signal here? So I've taken this signal, we've come all the way down, we've got our new 1 hour alpha zone, we tap down here, we're in a sell signal, we're now in a trade, and straight back, we failed to take this low straight away. And that there, when it's doing this on that sell signal and we come back up again, is an alarm bell. That is where I'd be looking to say, I'm not sure I'd be looking to take this next trade, because we haven't taken this, we still haven't taken this low of the previous hour, and we're playing inside this area here. So this would be a signal I wouldn't be looking to take. Now this one goes on to lose, and we accept we're never going to get away from losses, but I wouldn't be looking at this one when we still failed. We failed to take the low here, and the signal is again within that same range, I wouldn't be looking to get involved in that level of nonsense there. So we've got 2 there. We have took a loss, that's fine, but we're waiting for things to align, and we haven't got anything aligning here. We've got no more sell signals while it's red, and then we're waiting for our signals to align again. So we have a sell signal here, but our alpha zones are opening bullish. Our traffic lights haven't aligned, and this sell signal is straight into the 1 hour alpha zone, so we're not getting involved in that either. So we're just the 2 wins and 1 loss up to now. So we're going along. We're just going to wait for a signal here. We're not getting anything, nothing's aligning, and this is what's brilliant. The alpha zones and the indicator are keeping us out of this choppy period. This is not a great area to trade in. When we're looking at this area here, this is not an area that you want to be sat in trading. There's a 3-hour period there that you don't really want to be involved in. Do you know what I mean? It's not a great area to be trading. It's just ranging around and stuck there in the same piece over a 3-hour period. And the indicator has kept us out of all of that. Now we have had a signal here, but our traffic lights haven't aligned. Now, if you were looking at a more advanced version, you could look at this trade and say, right, well, my traffic lights haven't aligned yet, but we have just broke out of this range. But we'll mark it down as a no trade for now. And the next one here, we'll see. We do, unfortunately, we put our stop order on, we do get quite an instant reversal here. And it's that first trade out of this ranging move. This one hasn't managed to break. We're still ranging around in it. And then we still haven't managed to break out of that area. And our alpha zones are still quite, in fact, let me just check. Our alpha zones are still, it's bearish there. So we are bearish there. So really, we could be looking at that and saying we've taken the high of the previous hour, but still being in that range, I would be a little bit cautious. But what I'll do is we'll mark it down as a loss in the interest of fairness and say, do you know what, we've had a couple of wins there, we've had a couple of losses, and then what else have we got here? So the couple of wins that we could have easily run to 1.5R each, and we've only lost 1 hour on our losses at most. So we're ahead. Even with 2 wins and 2 losses, we're ahead. Next trade, we're looking, our traffic lights are green. Price has come up. Our new 1 hour alpha zone has opened way above. We've got light of day in between these two. We get a buy signal above the high of the previous hour, just above the high of the previous hour. Everything's aligned for us. Everything's aligned for a buy. There's nothing wrong with that trade. And like I said before, when we have a little look at this and say, okay, there's our buy signal. Even if we're here, there's our swing low, say, right down here. And this trade could run on to 4R. Let's be serious here. The traffic lights haven't faltered. This trade, you want to grab a minimum 1.5? No problem. You're in and out in about half an hour. No problem. You want to continue and push that on? You can. That trade runs up to 4R. So lots to be had there, but another possible 4R on that. And we wait for our new 1 hour alpha zone to open above. It's bullish. It's still above the alpha zone. We're not breaking the low on the alpha zone. Our traffic lights are green. We get another buy signal. And let's just pop this on. We're right underneath. And let's see. Yet again, 1.7R. So every single one of them trades ran to a minimum of 1.5R. And we've had multiple trades that have ran over that. So managing your trades, understanding where you need to be, understanding how to maximize your wins and keep minimizing your losses is the trick to making sure that you're starting to take your firm profits. So if you're struggling with trading, if you are struggling to take profits, if you're even struggling to pass evaluations, then you need some structure, you need some system, you need some support, you need a way to make sure that you are trading with the market and not against it. And that's what we do here at Max Algo. We have a wonderful group of traders who've all been with us for a long time now, who are taking profits, passing evals, and getting the most out of their trading. So you can jump over to our WAP here. You have a little look. We currently have a 40% discount. So this gets all the indicators, all the education, everything that you need to get yourself in the right direction for trading. You can come and have a little look. You can see all of our fantastic 5-star reviews. We've had people who have been getting over £250,000, £450,000 worth of profits using Max Algo. So get yourself over, have a little look. Right now, it's only $147 for lifetime access. That's not monthly payments or anything like that, and you get everything. You get access to me. I'm in the Discord. We can have a chat about how we can support you, how your trading's going, how you can get the best out of the indicators, and there's a wonderful, wonderful group in there as well. So If you're looking to be better, if you're looking to trade on the side of the market and start getting your profit, then come over to Max Algo and see what we can do to help. Thank you for watching the video, and I will see you next time.